So this is something new I wanted to bring to this channel, starting a new manga series. Wow, it's been such a long time since we've started a new series on this channel. And it's called Versus, and the story is by One. He is the author of One Punch Man and Mob Psycho 100. And yeah, this is his new series. And all he's doing is writing the story, while the art is drawn by Kotaro Azuma. And it says organised by some guy called Bose. Yeah, I don't really know these two. Like, I've seen some of Azuma's art online, but I don't really know any of his series. I'll put a list of his series up on screen now. Him, I don't even know about either, like, even less so. But yeah, this is a new series. It looks very cool. This is the back. Yeah, using One Punch Man and Mob Psycho 100 to advertise the manga. And the manga has been published by Kodansha. So yeah, this is very cool. It's quite big, surprisingly. Like, I wasn't expecting it to be this big. Just to compare it for size, we've got One Punch Man and Mob Psycho 100. It is the tallest manga of all these others to compare it to. Lengthwise, I think it's about the same. But yeah, it's quite a big manga. Also, in the Japanese version, for the promotional art, we do get Mob and Saitama on the cover talking to each other, but I think that's just like a dust cover or something. So the translation is a little bit hard to read here, but I'll do my best. So Mob here on the left is saying, does he come from another world, or do you come from another world? And Saitama on the right is asking, even if you ask me that, which probably means he's like confused or has no idea. Yeah. I know it doesn't make much sense, but I guess that's just kind of how translation language works sometimes. So we're going to get into this. I basically don't know anything, really. I've only recently read it myself, and I think a year ago, when it was first brand new, I read the chapters online, but it's been a while. So we're going to go through this again. So it starts off with natural enemies, like how in nature you have animals hunting each other, and it gives a good few examples here, like birds on insects and snakes on frogs. So just how things are in the animal kingdom. But then we have a scribbled out word for what preys on humans. And we get a nice big coloured image. And it explains here to win against your natural enemy is absolutely impossible. And we only have 4 chapters in this first volume. We don't have any characters list because obviously this is the first volume. Yeah. So the first chapter kind of explains just how it usually is. It's the king and his 47 heroes against the demon king and his 47 demon generals. That was like the big plot that was advertised at first when this manga was first new. That's kind of what we were all expecting, like a fantasy series. So these like all of our characters. This is what we thought were going to be like the main characters. But this is Hallow. He's the main character. He's surprisingly not overpowered, just like Saitama and Mob. Unlike a One protagonist, he's somewhat weak. And this is his sidekick, Pain. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. He's basically like a weird pig fairy thing. And this is Hallow's friend. And we also get introduced to Hallow's older brother, I think, later on. But yeah, they all get sent off by the king. And they spend at least half a year travelling, all to find majority of all the heroes have all been killed off, or captured, or brainwashed by the demons. And his friend has gone missing in action. So it's not confirmed if she's dead or alive. So I'm guessing that would probably be a future plot point. Consuming she's missing in action, I feel like my theory is that she's probably going to show up later on. Yeah, and Hallow here is the 11th hero, and he's got his own party to follow him, and he's got a sword to take out the demons. And they think this is their final battle. They go into the big castle at the end and are surrounded by a load of demons. And then this is the 11th Demon Lord who works under the Demon King. He's called Jachi. And this guy, he sort of reminds me of the Deep Sea King from One Punch Man. His appearance-wise is very similar, I feel like. But yeah, he's very cruel and evil. He basically kills Hallow's party and kind of just torments him and rips off his arm and attempts to kill him. Thankfully, Hallow just about makes it out alive. And he just completely terrifies Hallow. But yeah, he manages to escape. And we get introduced to Hallow's older brother, who's like a mage. And we get introduced to like his spells of how he can communicate with other worlds. Well, demons have all been sent out to finish off Hallow and find him. They're all panicking, but they get interrupted. We find out that there's people from a futuristic sci-fi world, all with guns and armor. They basically kill some of the demons for them and introduce themselves. And I feel like this guy here, he looks very similar to Genos from One Punch Man as well. But yeah, they're all asking for help. And that's the end of the first chapter. At first, I was very 50-50. I was like, oh, okay, I'm not sure how I feel like with the sci-fi stuff at the end. I thought it was generally going to be all fantasy, but figured I'd give it a chance and we continue. And after continuing through this volume, I figured, wow, yeah, it makes sense and I quite like it now. So chapter 2, we have these futuristic people introducing themselves, all with the, I guess, fantasy people. And they're both talking about their own issues and how they somehow managed to get together. Him summoning magic and them going through a portal. Both kind of collided their worlds together. And these futuristic people here, they all talk about their natural enemies being robots, like super powerful AI that's basically trying to hunt down humans out of humanity. And they can't do a thing about it. Like, all their guns and weapons do nothing on the robots, but we find out magic works on the robots and it takes them out. So they agree to help each other out and take out each other's natural enemies. The futuristic people are going to shoot and kill the demons, while the fantasy people are going to use their magic to take out the robots. So they're all going to work together and take out each other's enemies, and figure out how to survive all together. And obviously they get cornered by both sides, so they're using a spell to get themselves out of here, but they've got to wait 5 minutes to escape. And we get some very cool fight scenes here. But then, after all this action, we get like some really powerful ones. We get this really powerful robot and this really powerful demon who works under Jachi. He's like not a demon lord, but he's quite high up in his ranks. But even these guys seem to be too much. The powerful robot's too strong for the magic, and this guy is too strong for the machinery. Hallow just kind of feels hopeless, like he can't really do much to help. This demon just basically starts throwing around one of the cars they're driving in and deflecting bullets with his own fingers. He's very powerful. There's some more amazing fights. And here, I noticed these little things, they kind of look like Kirby. But yeah, the spell activates and they manage to escape. But the demons and the robots kind of start attacking each other because they're getting in each other's way and they don't really care for teaming on the humans together. But yeah, we get this amazing art. I really love how this artwork looks. The artist is super talented. But yeah, the heroes all manage to escape. And they kind of figure out it's not just 2 worlds that's been collided, but 13. We get all these different kinds of people with their own issues, all trying to survive together. And we've all found this world has all become a great big mix, and all these and all these things all merging together for some reason. It's not explained just yet, but I feel like we'll probably find out in a future plot line, but as of now, we don't really know. Yeah, chapter 3 is sort of experimenting with all these things going on. We've got these giants, we've got a bit of everything all attacking the humans, and they're trying to rescue people and take them back to their base. They can all be nice and saved. There's not really too much to say about chapter 3, but chapter 4 is very interesting. It's a big info dump, but we get introduced to all these characters and we figure out what each world is and what their natural enemy is. So we're going to go for it here. We've got the sorcerers, and they got the demons, got the people from the future, they got robots. These people have got parasites, they're kind of like zombies. These guys have got titans, which are like giants. These guys have got kaijus, so basically like Godzilla creatures. Because if you know, kaiju is like big Japanese thing, and that's basically the race what Godzilla is. We've got these space people, and their issue are aliens. These people have got nature itself, so I guess they got like plants and animals coming out the ground like that are really overly, I guess, powered. These guys have got neo-humans. I think they're just like mutated humans from what it says here. There's these people whose natural enemy is God. It's like, wow. So I'm guessing this is probably like the most powerful one from my guess, but that sounds very interesting. But they can't really say much about this one, so that's very interesting. The curse sands. These people are like all toxic waste looking, and they got curse, which is like, I guess, a virus or something. These people, it's very confusing. I don't know what it is, but their natural enemy is game or games. I don't know. These guys are from like a Mad Max sort of world. Their natural enemy are basically other humans. And these people, they got an issue of the world tree, so a massive tree or something. And that's like all the worlds we get introduced to, and that's what we're going to get throughout the series. I will say some of them are very cool. Some of them I feel like are a bit useless. Like I like the alien stuff and the kaijus, and we also got the demons and robots. But I feel like some of the worlds with just humans being bad, or a tree, kind of, I don't know, aren't really necessary, or mutated humans. Makes sense if it's not a natural, like not a human threat, I guess. But yeah, they all start kind of arguing, fighting over whose natural threat is the worst and who's basically struggling most and how they're all going to survive. But they managed all to figure out a plan of working together because they noticed their own natural threats start fighting each other. They don't really get along. So if all these humans can work together, then maybe they could do something about their own natural threats and turn them against each other. But yeah, the volume ends off here, where one of the demons destroys this powerful robot on the brink of death, and he's just about made it. And it says to be continued. Yeah, at the end we just get some adverts, some manga. We don't really get any stop you reading the wrong way messages, or any messages from Juan himself, or the artist, or the guy who organised it. But yeah, that's kind of Versus, really. But yeah, that is Versus. I quite enjoyed this volume. Very good start to the series. I really like chapter 1 and 2. They're my favourites. Chapter 3 got a little bit bored, I'll admit, and chapter 4 brought me back in, got me re into I guess reading. So yeah, it's pretty good. Hopefully you enjoy this video, and if you decide to read this manga yourself, let me know how you feel about it. And yeah, hopefully this is something you guys want to see on my channel. Let me know if you want to see more of this series, because I do plan on doing more videos when more volumes come out. The Japanese volumes don't seem to be that far ahead. Like, I think Japan, they're at volume 4 right now, so we're not too far behind. We should catch up not too late. But anyway, yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye.